So hey guys, it's Zion again. I got this game last night as of recording this, and I thought it was interesting enough to post. And in this game, I do exactly what I don't like doing. I was playing an objective game mode, slaying. Which is not to say that I wasn't playing the objective occasionally, because I do get on the hardpoint a couple times and I get some kills on the hardpoint, which helps me get my kill streaks and so on and so forth. And before the game even starts, I'm going to spoil it for you, and I do go flawless, 42-0, with Stealth Chopper Warthog Lodestar. This is my first flawless gameplay of more than like 15 kills, and I didn't even know that I was flawless. So before I get into talking about how I succeed in gameplay, I want to talk about the PTFO thing that, I didn't do this game. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was the role of the Slayer in an objective game mode. I think it's a conversation worth having, and there are a lot of differing opinions on it. But when you're playing something with an objective, and I would say Kill Confirmed even has an objective that is a TDM variant, you can't just get kills to win that game. You have to actually pick up the tags. So, when you're playing a game like Hardpoint, where the objective is singular and can be manned by a single player, a Slayer, like the role I'm playing here, is important, I think. But I'm going to put some ground rules down if you're going to slay in an objective game mode. And I'm going to run down the game modes that I play in Black Ops and Battlefield. So let's start with Call of Duty. In Domination, if you're going to play the Slayer role, I want you to have 2 captures in both rounds. Now, if that means getting on B and capturing it, fine. If that means going all the way around to their spawn and capturing C and or A, fine. But I think if you're going to slay, you should at least have 2 captures to show for it, so that you have and it will give you a leg up. That will give you help in getting your high kill streaks that will help you slay. In Hardpoint, you should have at least 4 captures and 8 defends, which rounds out to about 2 kills per capture. In Headquarters, you should have 2 captures and 4 defends. In Kill Confirmed, you should have at least half your kills in confirms. And finally, in Demolition, you should have at least 1 plant. Now, unlike Search and Destroy, as many of you know, you can plant multiple times in Demolition because there's instant respawns. So, if that just means going to the easier bomb site and planting there, fine. But if you're going to play the Slayer role, I want to see at least a little objective play from you. Which is why I'm using this gameplay, because I do get on the objective several times this match. And I do get some kills on the objective several times this match, and it works. Because we win, and we win by a fair margin, but we're not winning at this particular moment. So I think that, again, if you're going to slay, have something on the scoreboard that says you are at least mindful of the fact that there is an objective, and that you are at least sometimes playing it. Now in Battlefield, because of the much smaller game mode count, I'm going to limit myself to just the Conquest and Rush variants. Scavenger and TDM, leave alone. In Rush, if you're playing the Slayer role, or the role that Culprit put together where you are looking at the objective, even so, I want you to have 1 plant. That plant does not have to go off. The MCOM doesn't have to blow up. But I want 1 plant in your stats for that game. Or if you're on defense, I want 1 defuse. You can do more, and if you're in a position to do more, then by all means, please do more. But again, if you're going to be the Slayer role, at least be mindful of the fact that there's an objective. Like here, I'm pretty sure that the hardpoint is going to come to this location next, and while I am being the Slayer, I have a Lodestar in my pocket, I've decided that I want to be on that objective and get the points and at least secure my team some more lead. Back to Battlefield. In the Conquest variants, while I know that most people do play the objective in Conquest, people are getting on flags because you get map control and you can get more points and you can start spawn trapping. If you're playing a pure Slayer role, which still happens, I'm sure, though I don't see it quite as much on the battlefield, I want you to have at least 3 captures. In regular Conquest, be that Conquest Large or Conquest Standard. And that means you probably have to capture your spawn flag, and the flag closest to your spawn, which is 2. But it also means that you have to go out and go closer to the enemy and try and capture one of their flags that they've gotten to that point. I could go into more detail about what I think the Slayer should do, but I'm running out of time. So I want to briefly talk about how I approach gameplay on YouTube, and I will probably address this if I ever get more subs by networking more on Twitter and Facebook and all that. But one of the things that people are worried about as they play games for YouTube is that as soon as they start recording, I just start to suck. My gameplay just goes to pot at that point. And I have that problem myself. Now, with Black Ops 2, you have theater mode like I'm using here, which helps. You don't have to worry about pressing the record button, disabling the recording, remembering to press record a second time, yada yada yada. But when I know that I have to press the record button as I do in Battlefield, one of the things that I've learned to do subconsciously, and that I didn't know initially, is that once I hit that record button, I have to just forget that it's there. Now with DX Tori, and I know Fraps as well, the FPS meter in the top whatever corner of your game will tell you where you're recording based on its color and the frame rate you're recording at. One of the things I've learned to do is ignore it. Focus not on the corners of the screen, but on the center. Now that might seem obvious because that's where you're aiming, but people that are self-conscious about their gameplay, as I can be, might look at the corner. They might look just to see that they're still recording. They might look in their peripheral vision and see that's still going. Just play. Just play. And enjoy the game you're playing. Because if you're not enjoying the game you're playing, even as you're recording, you're missing the point of video games.